this is Keiko from Shoe Talks. I'm looking at Shoe Talks when I'm just saying this. Okay, this is Keiko from Brooklyn Shoe Space. This is Shoe Talks Quarantine Edition. I'm here today calling in Lorena from the Soul Survivor shop, a woman-owned, woman-run shoe repair shop in Toronto. I've been admiring their work. This is my first time meeting her in face-to-face, sort of. I've been following her on Instagram. I really dig what she does. It's amazing. And, you know, in this throwaway culture, how you can repair things. And I almost think shoe repair is a completely different skill from shoemaking. Shoemaking from scratch is almost easier than repairing. So I'm fascinated by what she does, and it's a lot of work that goes into it. I have so many questions I want to ask. Please, if you have any questions, comment, and I might not be able to answer right away, but I'll try to read through on occasion and ask your questions. So please comment. All right, I am going to invite Lorena. Here we go. Hi, Brooklyn Bebe. Thanks for joining me. Hi. Hi, Lorena.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Am I saying your name right? Is it Lorena or Lorena?
It's Lorena, yes, but
Lorena.
everyone calls me Lo, so you can
Oh,
Lo, yeah.
Okay, so I'll call you Lo as well. I'm Keiko. A lot of people say Kiko, Kaiko. I'm Keiko. Yeah.
Very nice to meet you.
Good to meet you. How are you doing? Thanks for being on, taking your time today.
Yeah.
How are you? What's your life like in this quarantine times? How long have you been closed? Or are you closed? I'm not sure.
Yeah, so we are close to the public. We closed our doors as of March 15th when our government announced that that wasn't a non-essential business had to close down. And so, yeah, since then it's been sort of like a roller coaster of, you know, emotions, good days, weird days. But lately all of that perspective has shifted, and I'm kind of really excited for the future. It's given me a chance to slow down like the rest of the world, take on a different perspective, and really question again why it is that what I'm doing, do I still love it? Why is what I'm doing important? Because I know that going back to whatever normal will look for us, it's going to be so different, and our consumers are going to want to have something completely different than what they used to do. So and I think now more than ever, I think it's so relevant that, you know, maintaining our quality items is so important. More so just like to create that relationship with it, but then also to really put in the intention of like wanting to sustain it, wanting to grow with it, you know, experience life with your items. So yeah, I'm really excited for the future and what's to come.
I can see your excitement. It's contagious. That's so great. Going kind of back to your origins, can you tell us a little bit about Soul Survivor and who you guys are, how you started, how your team looks like?
For sure. Yeah. So I apprenticed with a shoemaker almost 10 years now. For around a year, I learned the craft of shoemaking, which I really, really loved. And I wanted to pursue that life a bit more. And it was really difficult to find work in Toronto for anyone that was like either looking for an employee to make shoes, or let alone like create that customer base that wants bespoke shoemaking. And so then I was fortunate enough to get a part-time job at Soul Survivor. It was already an existing shoe repair shop. And then the previous owner was thinking of, decided to close down the shop. So I really was, again, sort of at a crossroad of, I've spent so much time to learn this and I'm really loving it, and I don't know how I can sustain to keep going. And then the only thing for me was to really take over the business. And that was so scary because I've never owned a business. And because I was sort of unemployed for a whole year apprenticing under a shoemaker, I only had about like $7 in my bank account. So that was extremely scary. And then, lucky enough, my mother was, you know, able to support me, and we decided to take over the shop. And kind of going back to even where we're at right now, present, I keep saying to everyone that I talk to is that I feel like I'm back to day one of owning my business. You know, that like I'm showing up every day, I'm doing my best, and I'm hoping for the best. And that kind of gives me that excitement that I don't know what tomorrow will bring. So it kind of keeps me going right now, which I'm really enjoying, to like be able to reflect. And that was 8 years ago. So it's been quite a long time since we've had the shop. Yeah. And there's been so many changes. We had 2 locations for 4 years.
Wow.
And that was just because we had grown so fast in our little shop in Kensington Market, in a really cool community in Toronto, just couldn't sustain all of the volume. So we went to 2 shops. But you know what it's like when you have so many locations. It kind of takes you away from what you love to do. And like I ended up managing people and managing shops rather than like getting to work with my hands. And I missed that. So then I had a moment of reflection, and after 4 years I was like, I'm not doing this to like kill it. I really want to like sustain and do this for many decades to come. So I am going to close down the second shop and go back to my foundation of 1 location, which then allowed actually our team to become so much stronger and tighter because we were all under 1 roof. And you know, we grew that way. And I don't regret it in the day that I closed down the other shop. I was fortunate enough that all of our customers followed us to this location. But I should have done it sooner, you know, like it put me in such a good mindset and like a good path. So, but no regrets, you know, it was such a great experience. And yeah, so as of last year, actually, we hired our first male apprentice, which is so like out of the blue and so exciting. Yeah, totally. It was really important for me to like create a space for women from the beginning, because I had a hard time 10 years ago getting into the industry. And I wanted to create a safe space where we can explore ourselves and the tools and not sort of feel you know, taken over by the ego of like sometimes what men can bring to the workplace. And even though I learned from an amazing man, you know, it was hard to find many good characters like that in the industry, at least, because it's such a small community. But yeah, as of last year, you know, like it's nice to change your perspective, and like when the right person comes along, it's good that they show you a different side. And I even mentioned to him in the interview, I was like, I don't know how this is going to work. I've never had a male in the space, and I'm excited to have you, but just so you know, it's all women. And how do you feel with that? And then I made sure to speak with my staff as well, saying that like, listen, I know that you came on here because it's all female and you feel safe and comfortable. Like, how do you, you know, how do you feel about men coming in? And they were super excited because it's change, you know, it just brings a new perspective and sort of freshness to the shop. It's been so nice to have him. So, you know, as of now, we're there's 3 apprentices and 4 women, and Eske, who's the male. So yeah, it's nice.
Wow. And during this shutdown though, are you able to maintain them? Are you in close touch, or are they coming in to work on occasion, or how are you working?
I'm the only one that's working as of right now. They all applied for the government funding that was being provided. It's just that, you know, it's been really slow with people either picking up their repairs or dropping off for repairs, which is something that I anticipated. And I really also wanted them to take the time to be with their families and like protect themselves and be safe. Exactly. But yeah, I'm hoping to have them back very soon. We miss each other very much, and like we try and set up Zoom conversations, keep in touch, and they're all such creative beings too that I'm loving to see what they're coming out with after this quarantine, and hopefully they can bring those ideas
back into the shop. Exactly. Oh, that's so great.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So Canada, do you feel like the government's helping you guys out as a small business as well? Like, do you have faith in the government?
Yeah, I mean, you know how it is. It's like the government's great and it's not great. Like there's this like in between. I'm not in like, I don't have a strong stance on politics really, and like a voice of that. I do know that a lot of the stuff, especially more so for small businesses that were put out there, there was a lot of fine prints that, you know, didn't make us eligible for many things that were out there, unfortunately. So
Right.
you know that the government's always looking out for the people that make X amount of money. And so we rely on our community, and we rely on the word of mouth and the people that we are, you know, connecting with. And I think that's why I keep going back. Like, it feels like day one